What's up, YouTube? Jeff, your Style O.G. And on today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 habits I believe every guy should have by age 30. If you're new to the channel, we release a new video every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, discussing various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. I invite you to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Michael Walker, salute. Now, as human beings, we tend to be creatures of habit. And I believe if you have the right habits, that can be a positive thing. The right habits can lead you to be more productive, more efficient, and more successful. And I believe there are certain habits you should develop as you get older, especially if you get close to or reach the age of 30. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's video. On today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 habits I believe if every man incorporates them by the age 30, they'll be more productive, efficient, and successful. So without any further delay, let's hop right into it. Now, first up on the list of 10 habits you definitely should have by the age of 30 is one I have to admit I was slow to incorporate, but once I did, I saw great results. Start to write things down. I'm talking about your plans, your aspirations, your hopes, your dreams, even your daily to-do list. You see, it's easy to believe I can just keep these things in my head. But when you write things down, they become more real. You get to mark progress, you get to see what you're doing and not doing in real time. I love that writing things down helps you keep focused, clarify your ideas, and easily track your progress. And I don't mean create a note in your phone. I actually mean grab pen and put it to paper. The act of writing things down actually helps you commit them to memory. So if you want to make sure you're more likely to achieve both short and long-term goals, start writing things down. Now, next up is a habit that I know goes counter to an attitude that's preached about a lot on the internet, and something I disagree with: hustle culture. You know, you should never sleep. I totally disagree. In fact, I believe you should have a consistent bedtime. That means going to bed and getting up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. You see, to me, sleep is one of the most underrated parts of your health. It's while you're sleeping that your body has a chance to heal and repair. And when you get quality nights of sleep, you'll feel and look better. People that preach hustle culture think you'll get more done. But when you're always tired and dragging, you're less efficient, defeating the purpose. You want to get your body used to a sleep rhythm. That's why you get up and go to bed the same time of the day, every day, including the weekend. One of the best habits to make you more efficient, productive, and feel and look better: have a consistent bedtime. Speaking of a habit that literally can make you look better is one I'm often preaching on this channel: having a daily skincare routine. But the pushback I often get from fellas is that it's too complicated, too expensive, and doesn't really work. All those questions are put to bed when you use the skincare system from today's video sponsor, T.H. Hanley. T.H. Hanley is a skincare system developed specifically for us guys that's simple, affordable, and effective. And when I say simple, that's just what I mean. You get everything you need for your daily skincare sent right to your door. And the great thing about T.H. Hanley, they tell you exactly what to use, when to use it, and how much of it to use, taking all the guesswork out of it. For daily use, T.H. Hanley sends you your daily wash and your AM and PM moisturizer. And for twice a week exfoliation, there's the facial scrub. And for us OGs, there's a couple of extra steps: a skin tightening serum and an eye cream. Now, not only is T.H. Hanley very simple to use, it's affordable as well. It's up to 25 to 50% less expensive than their competitors. Now, of course, being simple and affordable is great, but it wouldn't matter if T.H. Hanley didn't work. But I'm here to tell you firsthand, it definitely does. I've personally been using T.H. Hanley every day for the last 2 to 3 years, and I'm very happy with my results. Now, not only did T.H. Hanley sponsor today's video, they've got a special offer for the Style O.G family. When you hit that link in the description and order your first box, not only will you get the best skincare for men out there, they'll also include a free gift. So if you're looking to start a daily skincare routine made specifically for us guys that's simple, affordable, and effective, make sure you hit that link in the description and get started with T.H. Hanley today. day. Now, being as though this is the Style O.G channel, this next habit I believe you should develop by the age of 30 is near and dear to my heart. You should be working on developing your own personal style. You see, when we're younger, we kind of take a lot of our style cues from our peers. We tend to dress a little trendier as we figure our own style out. But as you start to get to the age of 30, you should be curating your own personal style. You should dress in a way that expresses your personality, is appropriate for the situations you find yourself in, and just as important, a style you feel comfortable in. Now, as you approach the age of 30, I don't think you should stop taking style cues or inspiration from other people. You just need to refine that inspiration and make sure it fits you. The closer you get to the age of 30, make sure you're developing your own personal style. Now, next up on the list is a habit I think is extremely important as you reach the age of 30. Make sure you have a firm grasp and control of your personal finances. Now, when you're a teenager and even in your 20s is when you should be learning financial literacy. By the age of 30, you should have it under control. A few things I always recommend to make sure you're on the right track. First, develop a monthly budget. After you have your monthly budget, save up about 9 months of expenses. This will give you a nice emergency fund. After that, pay down debt. And after you've paid down debt, start to invest. And something that's very important, if you work at a job that offers a 401k, contribute as much as possible. That's free money. As I often like to say, the two most powerful forces on earth, compound interest and love. And although it's not something that's emphasized as much as I believe it should be, financial literacy is important. Make sure as you approach age 30, you have a firm grasp on your personal finances. Now, next up is a habit I have to admit can be very difficult, but I need to stress its importance. As you get close to the age of 30, start prioritizing who's in your life. I like to live by the motto, everybody can't go. What this means is, the further you progress in your life, some friends and family can't go with you. They're gonna slow you down. Some people are meant to be in your life for a season. That season may just be over. There are some important friendships you'll make in high school and college, and you may need to hold on to them. But you'll also make new friends and new acquaintances that fit your new lifestyle. There might even be some family you need to leave behind. The point is, sometimes you have to analyze who's in your life. Sometimes the highest you get would depend on your circle of friends. Now, one of the reasons sometimes we hang on to people longer than we should is that we overemphasize the importance of outside validation. Thus, the next habit I believe is important for you to develop. As you approach the age of 30, lean more on self-validation. You see, when we're younger, a lot of our validation comes from friends and our peer group, and especially the young ladies we're trying to impress. And in my opinion, that's not always bad. When we're younger, we're still trying to figure out who we are and who we want to be. But as you approach the age of 30, you should be in control of what you want to be, who you should be, and to validate that person. When we're younger, we tend to let the outside world define who we are. The older you get, you should define you. Place more importance and have the habit of emphasizing self-validation. Now, next up is a habit that if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you won't be surprised to hear. As you reach the age of 30, try to make sure you're reading more. You see, when we're younger, we have our formal education to bring us more knowledge. But the further we get away from formal education, we tend to leave some of the learning behind. Thus, the importance of reading. Reading does so many things. It expands your vocabulary. It broadens your perspective. It helps you improve your focus. It allows for creative thinking, and it just expands your knowledge base. All important things as you evolve as a man. You see, as men, we should be constantly adapting and evolving. The way you do that, bringing in new information. The most direct way to acquire new knowledge and information, make sure you read more. Now, next up is a habit I readily have to admit I'm still working on, and I'm way past the age of 30. Men should make sure they make and keep their doctor's appointments. You see, a lot of guys, myself included, just don't like going to the doctor. But the issue becomes if you don't schedule and keep regular checkups, you may have small problems that can lead into major problems. You see, as you approach the age of 30, you have to make sure you don't have issues with things such as cholesterol, blood pressure, diabetes, get checked for testicular cancer, something that's much more common in younger men than you may believe. I know it's annoying to make and even more annoying to keep doctor's appointments, but it's something very important to do as you approach the age of 30. Speaking of health brings me to another important habit us guys, no matter what the age of, tend to slip on. Is making sure you prioritize your mental health as much as you do your physical health. Most of us guys do a terrible job balancing the two. And the fact is, your mental health is just as, if not more important, than your physical health. Your mental health can actually affect your physical health. And taking the time to make sure you're mentally healthy can help you better cope with your daily stresses. It can make you work much more productively. It can help you reach your full potential. I know it's a bit taboo for us guys to pay attention to our mental health. A lot of us see it as being weak. But the thing is, just like women, we have the full range of human emotions. Sometimes we may need help in dealing with it. It doesn't make you any less of a man to admit you may have some mental health vulnerabilities. Actually, recognize your vulnerabilities is a sign of a strong man. So make sure as you approach the age of 30, you prioritize your mental health as much as you do your physical health. Now, speaking of your mental health, this next habit can definitely help you in that area. I believe you should make sure you have the habit of scheduling you time. You see, with today's modern society, we're always distracted. We rarely have time to check out, shift down, and focus on us. This is why I suggest you do this first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Before you check social media, before you answer any work email, take 20 to 30 minutes to do something you love to do. Whether it's exercising, reading, meditating, taking time for you helps increase your focus and your concentration level and your efficiency throughout the rest of the day. Trust me, those work emails, Instagram, or even YouTube aren't going anywhere. Take some time to shift down, schedule some you time. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, habits, especially good ones, can have a great effect on your life. The right ones can make you more productive, efficient, and successful. And I believe you incorporate a lot of the habits we talked about on today's video, you'll be well on your way to being a much more well-rounded, productive man at the age of 30. As always, I love to have your input. Let the Style O.G family know any habits you believe are very important for men to incorporate in their lives by the age of 30.